Welcome. Well, today I would like to start off with a short video about my new series that I'm going to do, which is going to be pretty obvious, honestly. And it is Resident Evil 4 Remake by Capcom. Rated M. For mature, for blood and gore, intense violence, and strong language. And what they didn't put down, which if you're familiar with the original, is extreme, absolute, and amazing campiness. So, Resident Evil 4 was the first Resident Evil I had ever played. And I started learning someone who it was one of their more favorable games introduced me to it. As someone who worked at GameStop at one point, way back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, I was familiar with it, but I never picked it up. And I did kind of dip my toes into the first Resident Evil, and I think Resident Evil 2, the original, way back when I was a child, and I couldn't wrap my head around them. And it wasn't because of them being scary. There's one game that I can honestly say I considered to be unusually frightening to me when I was really young, and that was Super Metroid. Not exactly sure why. I didn't have a problem with pretty much any other game, and that's because I was raised on horror movies, sci-fi movies, fantasy movies. I was raised on Hellraiser. I was raised on Alien, the Alien franchise, and Predator, and the old Hollywood monsters, and The Thing, and From Beyond, and movies like that. My mother would watch them constantly. Every night, she would watch one or two movies, and it was always it was on almost a dependable rotation. I can't count how many times she watched Alien or Aliens. It was, I am fairly sure it was they were her favorite movies of all time. She loved The Thing, which was, and I'm talking about The Thing from outer space, black and white. And, but James Cameron, The Thing, right up there. Fantastic movies, in my personal opinion. So I was raised on monster horror and cosmic horror, body horror. And Resident Evil has monster horror. It has body horror. And it has a little bit of cosmic horror to it as well. Maybe not as much as the other two, but it's still there. It's still something. There is something bigger, more So, Resident Evil 4 is also a stepping stone for the Resident Evil games. The originals were tank controls, 1, 2, and 3. They were tank controls. They were fixed camera. They were very, very angular and polygonal and everything, because they were early. They were They were on the first PlayStation. And then along comes Resident Evil 4, which was a little bit of a divergence. It was still survival horror, but there was more of an action base to it. You're actually running around. You actually have a little more working with the camera. There is, it was a GameCube and PlayStation 2, so you had a lot more voice acting going on. And to some people's chagrin, there was voice acting, because there are points where it's like, okay, please shut up. You are annoying. Please get eaten. But you have so many iconic tropes that came from it. And I'm not going to sit here and give spoilers for anyone who has never played the original, and for anyone who hasn't played the remake either. This is going to be my first time playing the remake. I played the original twice. I beat it. I think about half the time I was drunk. Maybe. I'm playing this sober, by the way. I don't drink much at all these days. Cook more with alcohol than I drink alcohol. Sake is excellent to cook with. Love to cook with sake. But I beat it, and I have issues with QuickTime stuff here and there, and that was something else that they added in, was QuickTime events. That could be quite controversial with certain people. I was fine with it because I felt that it wasn't overly invasive to the game, but I still had problems getting through certain portions because of how my hands are. And those portions of the game, while beautifully cinematically you get it off, it's a pain. I'm not lessening the game at all. The game is amazing. I love the game. The story is great. Characters are fun. Has a lot of Saturday morning cartoon villain craziness, which is awesome. The one-liners are chef's kiss. I have fond memories of it. So I played through the first time, and once I beat it, took me a little bit, but I got there. I played a second time on New Game Plus, which was far easier. Not only because I knew where I was going, but because I knew what to look for and what to get. I mean, mind you, I had a co-pilot when I was doing it. Like, oh, look over there. Look at that. Do this. Do that. Oh, Keep your eye open for this. Oh, don't do that because that might have something to do with later. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I actually do. I'm an individual that I collect. I used to collect. Still have them. With the exception of a few that may have lost over the years. Strategy guides. I love my strategy guides. I've always been an RPG player and strategy game player. So the strategy guides were very, very helpful, very useful, and sometimes they would have tidbits of lore and history they're not brought out in the game. You'd have artwork, you'd have strategy aspects, not just for like a walkthrough, but also like, keep an eye on this layout, building this character in this way can help with getting through in certain situations. There are so many people that are like, oh, yeah, no, don't do a strategy guide. Just go in blind, go in half-cocked. And it's like, yeah, well, some people like to do that, and I do too, but it depends on what it is. I don't have a strategy guide for this. I played the original. This is very, very, this is a remake, so there are going to be differences. Absolutely. And I look forward to it. But my point is that I had someone there guiding me through, kind of like that strategy guide. And mind you, she didn't have all the pretty pictures and everything. She still had a wealth of knowledge about the game and the history of the game and things like that, because she played probably about 500 times. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. She would literally just sit there and play and play and play and just literally do weird things that I thought were cool, like filling up her sachet case with nothing but gold eggs. Because everything carried over. Hey, that was awesome. Really cool. It was a little challenge for her that she did. And I don't know if she did it because she wanted to do it, or if she was just that bored, or it was a personal challenge, or I don't know. Not my place. But this is a very, very fun and beloved game by many, even individuals that are not into survival horror, because it has, or at least the original, had a lot of like campiness. Leon, the main character in this one, I think he was introduced in Resident Evil Remake 2, which I have, and I have played. I have it for my PlayStation 4. But he is the main character in this one. And he is like idolized in a way. He's fond after and over. Notice Capcom has a interesting habit of making characters that people fall madly in love with. So I will be playing this and hopefully enjoying it. I feel I will. I will be sober. I will be drinking my tea, possibly my coffee at different points. I have my incense going. I have my as you can see, I'm a little more dressed up. This is actually more of how I look when I walk outside. Not just going and getting the mail. And you can't see my boots. I'm not wearing my boots right now. And I got, I wear the boots and everything as well. But, very, very happy to be able to share this experience with all of you. And I hope this is enjoyed, and that people are going to have their own opinions, 100%, and you can't please everyone, but I hope that it is a playthrough that people are not screaming too much about how much of a dumbass I am and how bad I am at video games. I know I'm a dumbass. I know I'm bad at video games. Doesn't stop me from playing them. Why? Because I like video games. They are a massive part of my life. They always have. Ever since my parents bought me my first Nintendo. So, sit back, relax, light some incense, get some candles ready, lower the lights, bring forth the ambiance. Pull up your covers and relax as we get into the dark and spooky world of Resident Evil 4.